But what they don't understand is when I lose, you just lit another fire under my ass. And my goal for the Olympia is to have that same conditioning as the Arnold, if not a little more crispier, and try and match the fullness of the Olympia. And if I'm able to accomplish that, no one can beat me. I don't think anyone can beat me. I just feel like the Olympia will be mine.
What's up, Desktopers? Xavier Wills here for Desktop Bodybuilding, and we are back for another daily bodybuilding news live, and we have a ton of topics for you guys today. Fabiony Sylvain competing in the New York Pro, Robert Thames, his crazy 2-year transformation, Nathan Asha HUGE in his off-season in his physique updates, Nick Walker's new sweep and his comments on a recent episode of Pure Muscle Radio, Seth Feroce looking peeled, Derek Lunsford looking enormous. Is he the 2023 Mr Olympia Favorite, and should he be? Blessing Awodibu 15 weeks out, plus also in a recent interview that I've done with William Bonak, Leo and Longevity actually prepped him last year. Find out what show it was for and all the details on that in the most recent video that goes up as part of the one-on-one series on Desktop Bodybuilding. But let's get straight into this one, and I want to discuss some of these physique updates from Derek Lunsford, where he's looking absolutely ridiculous in his most recent physique updates, and I'll add it there to the stream. This was posted up on his Instagram page, looking absolutely insane, but we do have some more physique updates from him. And guys, also get in the comments if you are watching live or on replay, give your opinion and your thoughts on how Derek Lunsford is looking in his current physique updates. I think he's looking sensational, and you can see the conditioning there. This is actually from his latest YouTube channel. Apologies, this is not from his Instagram. And he's shown off his abs and sort of just like having a joke with it, saying this is a cheeseburger, this abs this, but really this is phenomenal off-season conditioning. Really, he's always keeps his abs tight, but I think Hani and his plan will be to bring in razor sharp conditioning at the 2023 Mr Olympia with enough fullness, because he brought that last year, and if he can get the details through his chest and through the rest of his physique, he is going to be extremely dangerous on that Olympia stage, because it's just the sort of shape he has. It really is something we haven't seen in a while. The tiny waist, the flaring lats, and honestly, I think he should be one of the Mr Olympia favorites, if not the favorite for the 2023 Mr Olympia, based on how he's looking lately. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. Should Derek Lunsford be the favorite for the 2023 Mr Olympia? We've seen him actually training with Ronnie Coleman recently, looking absolutely insane as well in those updates. But let me know your thoughts. Derek Lunsford, will he be the 2023 Mr Olympia? And I currently have a poll going on as well, not on the Derek Lunsford topic, but on Nick Walker. How many Mr Olympia titles do you think Nick Walker will end his career with? Because the way it looks for Nick Walker, I mean, it looks tough with a lot of these other guys up there, but he has been posting some very freaky updates of late as well. And we're going to get onto those updates and get some word from Nick Walker from the latest Pure Muscle podcast, which is on YouTube right now. The link is in the description below to that one. So we're going to go to that video and get his thoughts on the 2023 Arnold Classic, but also what he's bringing to the 2023 Mr Olympia. So let's go to that now.
Yeah, I think, looking at all the aspects, I think I should have won.
I was actually going pose for pose, and I was like, I think like Nick was like in the stream at least. I was like, you're standing out more. Oh, there we go. We have some big.
This guy's good.
Yeah, nice. See, like there with the front double. Go back with the comparison.
That's the Olympia, right?
Is it
I think that's the Olympia shot.
Arnold Classic in the back?
Oh,
See that? I think this one you got it. Right?
listen, like I said, it's a very close call, and I'm not like mad by any means. They went with who they thought was better, and that's fine. But what they don't understand is when I lose, you just lit another fire under my ass. So
That's good, yeah.
We've seen this in recent updates from Nick Walker as well. He's posting the constant photos of his leg sweep, and he's fired up. He is going to be going hard for this 2023 Mr Olympia, because for Nick Walker, if he misses it by a little bit, if he's not full enough, if he misses his conditioning, he's going to get absolutely slaughtered because there are other guys that are more aesthetic than him on that stage. But as you'll hear coming up in this video, if he's able to nail that combination of fullness and conditioning with more muscle maturity as he gets better, as he grows, he's going to be very, very dangerous, and we'll get his opinion further on in this video.
I know what needs to be done at this point, and my goal for the Olympia is to have that same conditioning as the Arnold, if not a little more crispier, and try and match the fullness of the Olympia. And if I'm able to accomplish that, no one can beat me. I don't think anyone can beat me, because now it's like another growth period. Well, right. So, and I'm going to have more muscle maturity. I'm only going to get more dense. And as we all know, the older you get, this
Old man muscle.
exactly.
Yeah. That's
So
good.
I just feel like the Olympia will be mine. So
So very cool to hear from Nick Walker that he says the Olympia will be mine. And I actually realized a few of you guys are saying 0 in the comments because you don't believe Nick Walker will win the Mr. Olympia. I'm going to change this poll actually live while we do this. So keep an eye out for that one. I am going to change it as we're doing this live. I'll open up on YouTube right now, and hopefully it doesn't actually play the audio, but we'll see. Just as I'm doing this now, fingers crossed that audio is not playing. But I'll change that poll. So in the poll right now, there's only a few votes. 40% say 1, 20 say 2. Or it's changing right before my eyes. I'm going to change this poll. I'm going to end the poll and give some more options there for you guys live. And the results to that poll are sitting there right now. There's only a few votes. But let's redo this poll and put in some more options for Nick Walker and where he might finish his career in terms of how many Mr. Olympia wins. So I'm going to change these options for you guys. We're going to say 0 Mr. Olympias, 1 Mr. Olympia, 2 Mr. Olympia, and then we'll put an option for 3+ Mr. Olympia titles. So there you guys go. In any second, you'll be able to actually vote on that. Probably right now, you'll be able to vote on that poll right now. And I'll be back at the end of the video to wrap up those results. But in recent updates, he's been looking sensational, and I'll be showing those on the screen very, very soon for you guys as well. And you guys getting the comments, much, much appreciated from all of you guys getting in there. But I want to go to Nathan D'Asha next, who's looking absolutely insane at the moment in terms of an off-season bulk look. So let's go to that right now, because Nathan D'Asha is a guy that people say we haven't seen him in a long time. We saw Nathan D'Asha last year. So the fact that people will say we haven't seen him in a while, we haven't seen him on a big stage in a while in terms of like an Arnold Classic Columbus or a Mr. Olympia, and people will definitely want to see that at some stage. But Nathan is putting in the work. He tore both biceps last year. So this really is tremendous. Nathan doesn't get the credit because he sort of kept the bicep tears under wraps a little bit. He mentioned on Bodybuilding University, but people sort of forget that he tore both biceps last year. So by these recent physique updates, I am extremely impressed. 299 pounds. And then he put some hashtags as well with this video, something like retired and all that sort of stuff. He's not retired. Nathan's basically saying what many people, I suppose, many fans out there are saying, because they're thinking he hasn't done a big show in a while. But Nathan competed last year, or was it last year or a year prior? I can't quite remember, but he's tore both biceps last year, and he'll be looking to get back on stage sometime soon. So let me know your thoughts on these recent updates from Nathan D'Asha. He's packing a ton of muscle on that frame, and he doesn't normally look this big, to me at least, from what I've seen anyway, unless he's out there in Kuwait or he's out there at one of those oxygen gyms in Abu Dhabi or something like that, because that is big. 299 pounds, and then if he goes out from this, if this is a starting point for his prep, going out then to oxygen gym or Abu Dhabi or wherever he's going to prep, I think Nathan is going to make an impact in 2023, and he's going to want to shut some people up, no doubt. The fact that he's going to come back, and I think look at those biceps. I mean, if we're looking at the biceps in terms of like what he's torn or whatever, they both look completely fine to me. And I'll say one thing about Nathan. I do not like the way he actually hits this shot in terms of pushing those hips forward. I think he'd look even better if he arched his back the way he does, but pushes his ass right back and leans forward with those arms. And I think that would, I suppose, add more of a V-taper to his physique, even more so than he has. Regardless, that's a great shot for him, and I think he's going to do very, very well in 2023, and I hope to see him get to that 2023 Mr Olympia stage as well. But let me know your thoughts on these updates here from Nathan Diasha, and we're going to get to a few more updates in this video before we wrap this thing up as well. So let me just share my screen with you guys. And like I said, make sure you vote in that poll if you are watching live, or give your opinions if you're watching on replay. So I wanted to feature this firstly. Now, obviously Derek Lunsford is one of those guys here that's going to be guest posing at this Pittsburgh Pro in just a month from now. So people are super excited to see this. Chris Bumstead, as you can see on the poster, he will not be guest posing, but it says special appearance by Chris Bumstead. And then it says the guest posers' names. You got Sean Clarita, Rafael Brando, and then you've got the big Olympia guys that are going to be right up there, and Samson Dowder, Nick Walker, Derek Lunsford, Big Ramy, and Hunter Labrada. Will Big Ramy show up at this Pittsburgh Pro? It would be a bad move if he didn't show up this time around. But you got 5 guys there that are hoping to be, or at least expecting to be maybe even, in the top 5 of the 2023 Mr. Olympia, in Samson Dowder, Nick Walker, Derek Lunsford, Big Ramy, and Hunter Labrada. But that just won't fit if Hardy Chupin once again finishes in that top 5, and Brandon Curry. So you got 7 guys there straight away. Then we're missing out a ton more names as well, like Andrew Jacked and whatnot, that just aren't even on this guest posing or on the poster. So very, very exciting guest posing at Pittsburgh Pro. And let me know who you think will look best at that guest posing in Pittsburgh as well. Now we've got a physique update from Robert Thames. Now, this is a guy that does classic physique. I don't know if he's moving up this time around to open bodybuilding, because it says talk about hashtag Monday motivation. The peak on the right was 265 pounds April 2021, and the peak on the left is April 2023 at 265 pounds. So it looks like Robert Thames has added a considerable amount of muscle, but unfortunately for Robert Thames, it doesn't seem like it's gone to his legs as much as it's gone to his upper body. Upper body wise, this guy is freaky. When he turns to the back, he's even freakier as well. Can he make it to the top or near the top of the classic physique? I think he'd need to bring up his legs, unfortunately, because his upper body is so big that it just throws his physique out of balance. But I've got to tell you, this guy's obviously added a good amount of muscle, because same weight, much better conditioning. But actually see here, someone says, what's your weight limit in classic? And this guy here, I'm not sure if this is right, he says 109 kilograms or 250 pounds. So I'm sure he'll be able to suck this 265 pounds into 250, no doubt, and it looks like he's going to be coming back this year at some stage. Now, next guy who's making the move from from open bodybuilding to classic, and that's Fabiony Sylvain. And the interesting thing about this update as well, he says, when things get complicated, it is because there is a good sign. All things are difficult. So I don't know if he's still competing in that next show, but he's planning on doing. I don't know if that was this weekend or next, or when it exactly was. I've got to actually check on that. I did feature that in a daily bodybuilding news live, but he posted this, and on the next slide was a poster for the New York Pro, which does feature classic physique as well. So this is great news. We're going to see this guy on a big stage. If he does win the classic physique in the New York Pro, there's going to be a lot of talk about this guy going into the 2023 classic physique Olympia. My belief is, I don't know who's competing in the New York Pro, but I believe he'll win, because I think this guy can definitely be a top 5 guy in the world in classic physique. Let me know your thoughts, but Fabiony is looking next level, as he always does in his updates. Now, blessing Awodibu. He says, nice and steady, 3 weeks in, 15 to go. So 15 weeks out of the Chicago Pro, I believe it is, back down to 300 pounds. So he's obviously well in excess of 300. He says, hardest, leanest, biggest, hashtag working. Don't worry about the boogeyman. He got this 3 back-to-back. So he's mentioning obviously the shows he did last year. He won 2 shows in a row, beating out Charles Griffin, and a very, very good Charles Griffin as well. And people forget that. So you can obviously see Muscle Tech there, get in the comments who sponsored this channel. And that pose looks awesome. And people mention about his legs. It looks like the legs are sort of starting to match up a little bit more in terms of the difference between each leg. His upper body is obviously absolutely enormous. So if he can bring that in, bring him in sliced and diced, then I think that Big Ramy, blessing Awodibu, won't have an issue there in terms of that discrepancy, because we saw Jay Cutler have it throughout his career. And if he can sort of balance that out and it looks fine, and the way he poses it as well, one leg sort of to the side like that, I think it's very, very smart. And then we see these updates. still looking like he's maintaining a pretty tight waist there by these turning shots. Side chest is looking pretty good. And then this back relax now, it is so impressive in terms of the mass in the shoulders there, like the side and rear delt, so crazy. But I think you could get more out of his back by bringing the hands down, because I don't like it when guys have their hands so high up on this pose. I think it does a discredit to their physique, and I would love to see Blessing actually correct that. I think it would look much, much better if you could pull those hands down. And when you've got them not so high as well, it will make the back actually appear bigger, because he's closing it off a little bit and making his shoulders look bigger. And I think he's actually shortchanging himself a little bit on that pose. But let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below, and these latest updates from Blessing Awodibu. And at 300 pounds with abs, that's damn impressive. Now, before I wrap up this video, I want to mention that I actually put out a video, and it was about, it was an interview I did with William Bonak just a few days ago, and I've put up the preview video for that. And it says, Leon Longevity prepped William Bonak for 2022 Arnold Classic, and I put not clickbait. So this is obviously Leon Longevity, who was, you know, unfortunately passed away. People have speculated is it murder, all that sort of stuff. But regardless of that, he's obviously no longer with us, and he's left a lasting legacy, obviously online through all his informative videos and all that sort of stuff. But in this interview, I basically talk with William Bonak, and he discusses his relationship with Leo of the channel Leo Longevity. And I think it's cool to get an insight on what Leo was like behind the scenes, at least with William. Also what he did, what part of the prep he did. So make sure you check out this video. It's in the list. There's a playlist below this. Actually, I don't think I've actually put this in, but you can check it out on the Desktop Bodybuilding channel now. And guys, if you do have any questions for this video, we'll be on the poll in just a moment. So vote on the poll if you are watching live, and I will go to your questions live as well to wrap up this video. But definitely check that one out. It's very interesting, and you get to find out what part of the prep, and it looks like he did most of it for at least part of his prep in 2022. So super, super interesting news there. And let's get on to your guys' questions. I'll just pull up something on the screen right now so you got something to look at. And let's go to them right now. So actually, sorry, I'll go to the poll results first. We'll go to that and find out what you guys think about Nick Walker and how many Mr. Olympias he might win. So how many Mr. Olympia titles will Nick Walker end his career with? Now, 0. 80% of you are saying that Nick Walker will win 0 Mr. Olympia titles. I might also post this same question up on the YouTube community tab as well. 7% of you are saying he'll win 1 title. Oh, it's changing before my eyes. So 81% say 0, 6% say 1 title, and 12% of you guys say 2 titles, and 0% are saying that Nick Walker will win 3 or more Mr. Olympias. Now let's go to the chat. Here we go. So really says Clint Beastwood is coming up as well. He has hams and glutes. Yeah, Clint Beastwood is looking crazy. I actually was just messaging with Clint today. So he's actually gone back to Nigeria, I believe, to visit there. So that's really cool. So hopefully I'll get him on for an interview once he gets back. We've got Kevin Clement, Samson, Andrew Jack, and Akeem. Yeah, they're definitely guys that are going to be right up there. Obviously you mentioned Akeem there as well. Many of you guys big on Quint Beastwood, Quentin Araya. Then Menez says, in my opinion, Nathan will do better at the O than Sergio Jr. I mean, Nathan's come 7th in the Olympia before. That's something that Sergio hasn't done. So you can definitely understand that. And Kevin Clements agreeing as well. Let's have a look. Here we got Menez as well. I believe Nathan's best placing was 7th at the Olympia, and with the amount of aesthetics, physiques, he would probably still be in the top 10. Yeah, I agree. If Nathan brings it, he's a top 10 Olympian, no doubt. And yeah. And then Nick here saying Nick should have won. So I don't know if it's just because you got the same name or what, but all of you guys are sort of having different opinions, and it's much appreciated. If you are watching on replay as well, make sure that you comment, give your opinion, and yeah, if you've got any questions as well in the comments after this video goes live, make sure you pop them in there as well. So thank you guys so much for watching this video once again, and that's it for me. So for Xavier Wills, this is Desktop Bodybuilding, and we are out.